Yes. Hello, one and all, and welcome to a little bit of a look at this. I don't know. I do not know. A key for this dropped into my email inbox a few days ago, and it immediately reminded me of games that came out as I was growing up. Keeping in mind that I'm 43 years old, so I remember a time when the Game Boy, the original Game Boy, was new and fresh and cutting edge, where pixel art was all that we could get. And then we got Mortal Kombat, which used photographs of people going through poses to turn into sprites, and then we got Street Fighter 2 the movie, the game, which used actual photos, because this was before things like motion capture and realistically kind of realistic 3D modeling. So I'm from an age, I'm from an eon, I'm from way back in the mist of time where good graphics weren't necessarily a thing. And in a way, we've reached a point where graphics are now so good. You know, just look at Alan Wake 2, for example. Things are so good, so cool, that something like this, an indie developed game that has got, I'm guessing, very little in the way of budgets, when it uses something like green screen cutouts of, I'm assuming, your mates, to create your indie title, some people might find this very crude and very laughable, and I just don't. Because for the last couple of weeks, I have been putting a fair amount of effort and time into learning the ropes of just basic video game creation. And for a complete layman such as myself, it's reminding me once again, as it has done for the last couple of years, that just becoming familiar with the tools to create a video game, let alone actually creating something like superb, is surprisingly difficult to do. So we're going to take a look at this. Nice. We're going to take a look at this, and we'll see. We'll see what it is going to be like. They've clearly taken a lot of kind of photographs and just translated them into in-game stuff. I mean, this is a somewhat generic Celtic font that I think I actually have. It was exactly 1 year to the day when we lost the light. Oh, we've got voice ad.
When we lost the light, it first began with the shrouding of the sun.
I don't need to read this out.
Which led to the continued darkness. The blood-red full moon has risen, and now it watches over us with an evil gaze. Our greatest fears have come. Demons and monsters emerged from the shadows. It is now our darkest hour, as our kingdom has fallen under attack. Our defenses cannot hold out much longer. I hope this letter finds you soon, old friend.
Sage. King of Lighthaven. Now, this is a sequel, and the music in the game is done by the band who seem to star in the game, and I find this a very interesting concept that harkens back to kind of Revolution X, you know, where it was Aerosmith, wasn't it, that were the protagonists in that particular title. So yes, I do not know what what to expect with this.
Hidden from the rest of the world, there was a mysterious land which was protected from the plight of darkness. Set apart and excluded from outside forces, herein lies the secluded village of Eden. It was indeed 1 year ago that Jrago the demon hunter, one of Eden's guardians, fought and prevailed against the powers of darkness.
So I'm assuming that's what happened in the first game.
After the battle, he returned to Eden, but soon after, it appeared as though the village had vanished. No one has seen or heard of anyone from Eden since, nor could it be found. Now, 1 year later, darkness has begun to overshadow the face of the earth, and the red moon signifies the return of the evil one. This is the story of Jrago and the Guardians of Eden.
Interesting that we get 2 pieces of text narration, both of which have voice acting. Yes, there is co-op. I'm assuming it's couch co-op. So we have Jrago, Demon Hunter, Seth, the Exterminator, Valeria the Enchantress, Singe, the Taskmaster, and Jito the Ghost. We're going to go with Jrago. Okay, we've got an equipment system. Sure. Difficulty, normal. Ooh. Hard. Or nightmare. This is a chapter select, and we're going to start. Loading. Oh my god. This is very, very early 2000s, and I love it. You can even see the green screen fringing around the sprites. Tell you what, though. They've got diagonal attacks. They've got up attacks. That's pretty decent. Whoa. So those are your controls, should you need them. We've got a nice UI with some somewhat mismatched pixel art. Let's be honest. Some coins. First kill. I mean, let's be real here. This is an indie game made by I don't know how many people, with a fair number of either stock assets or just whatever they could draw. Tell you what though, the fact that they've got diagonal up attacks is pretty decent. Actually, do they have diagonal up attacks, or do they just have a big old hitbox along the top? I'm not sure. Either way, the cardinal sin, as some people say it is, and I have criticised games quite a lot for doing this as well. The mismatch of art styles is very, very obvious. You've got everything is at completely different resolutions. The water texture is got splash animations, such as they are. I think it's possible that just creates a hitbox above their head. Oh, no. Fly clops. Run away. Was that that? I think that was a music record, wasn't it? It also breaks the rule of putting things in front of the camera. Although, to be fair, it's translucent, so you can actually see the character through it, which is nice. But yes, it looks... And again, I do not know how intentional any of these choices are. But I need to check something. 1 second. I don't tend to do this whilst I'm just, putting first impressions of a game together. But let me just... Yes. So this is a game created in Unity. I just had to check. Now, obviously, I've been playing around with Unity, so I know a little bit more about how things work. And I'm going to guess that either intentionally or unintentionally, the sprite resolution of some of these sprites hasn't been... It's been left at bilinear, as opposed to kind of the lack of compression. It's possible that that's intentional. It's possible that they're going for this incredibly retro creation. This incredibly kind of retro indie look. So some of these sprite maps, for example, are... But no matter what I might say about how rough it looks in comparison to, the very crisp pixel art of something like Soldiers. Ah! Whoa! Whoa! Okay. Wow.
Jrago.
I wasn't expecting that. So this is very level based, clearly. Map 11%. Oh, I said we do have a map. We've even got a bit of position marking. But either we don't have checkpoints in the level, or I just haven't found one yet. What's that? Whoa. We've got different sound effects for hitting different materials. But most importantly, I would argue that we've got some very thumping metal music. Yeah, the sprite use is weird. Because obviously with the stuff in the background, the floors and the candles and the chest, I mean, all of the pixels are at different sizes. And yet the enemies are kind of blurry. I wonder if they're kind of blurry to match, or to kind of match the aesthetic of the main character. I don't know. Hunter sword. That's what we're using. If you hold down the attack button, you can't move anymore. I'm wondering if that is intentional or a weird state machine thing. I've just realised I've got a healing potion. If I click down on the right stick, this is a weird choice. If I click down on the right stick, I can moving and that. Okay, clicking on the left stick is our heal. Naturally. Weirdly enough, actually, one of the things that I have been doing today, whilst I've been kind of continuing with my Unity learning journey, is I've been looking at inputs and the choices that you have to make when it comes to programming them. And one of the things that I've realised is that the original Unity input system kinda, I mean, it works. Coif. It doesn't change the sprite. Of course it doesn't. The original Unity input system is okay, and it's very easy to figure out how things work. Whereas the 2019 redo of the input system is... Aha, not this time. The 2019 new Unity input system, as it is so called, even though it's, I think, 5 years old now, is a very different way of doing things. And all the tutorials say, oh yeah, you should use the new input system. It's like... It seems like a very different kettle of fish. So anyway, yes, all I'm saying is that I've been looking into inputs. Uh-oh. Oh balls. That's, yes. Right, let's try Seth. Let's try the other characters, because why not? Nod. That's a great running animation. Okay, so either I've forgotten to equip some weapons. Okay, he's got throwing stars. Okay, throwing stars use mana. Or some kind of regenerating system. I know how to do that as well. They can be fired diagonally. Can't be fired straight up. I love the fact that these demons try. I love it. I love the fact that the demons drop cheese. Yeah, so it looks like Seth is your kind of stand at the back range character. Okay, game does pause in the background. Oh, I've got some friends here. Take that and give me your cheese. I mean, it looks rough, but in terms of actually how does it feel to play, it doesn't feel bad at all, realistically. I mean, it's very clearly indie. It's very clearly indie in the Seth has leveled up. It's very clearly indie in the same way that in some ways I'm an indie developer. It's like I'm just learning how to do some things and I'm throwing things together. But I tell you what, this ain't awful. in terms of how do things feel? Yeah, they feel like they work. Collision detection works. Hitboxes seem okay. Ah. I love that running animation though. You know, the fact that there's like 5 different characters or whatever it is quite impressive. I love the fact that the dogs seem to the kind of... Oh, you didn't die. Jeez, there you go. The dogs seem to just float. Take that, orcs. They're clearly goblins. Zombie knights. Don't like these ghosts. Oh yeah, I can fire diagonally. On the subject of controls, I've just tried using the D-pad. And we do indeed have D-pad movements, if we want it. What is the percent? What are the percentages underneath that for? Nice. You can hit the candles. Whoa. That looks like it's going to be a way down. Doesn't seem to be any kind of dropping through platforms. Enemy AI is very basic. No, they just run at you. But I have to say, again, not trying to compare too much what they've done here versus what I've been working on. One of the things that I've been very reticent and kind of afraid of is enemies. As in figuring out, getting a working player, a player character that can move around, that's actually pretty straightforward. I don't know if that's going to kill me if I fall off the bottom. No, it can't do, because with this... Because we can't jump high enough to get back. Whoa. Oh. Oh, shoot. Oh dear. Flaming nightmare horse. That's excellent. This looks. Let's not beat around the bush here. This looks crude, but in terms of actually, is it any fun to play? It's not awful. It's not awful at all. I'm not sure whether you're supposed to be able to spam this attack quite as much as you are. Also, I don't know what the levels are doing for us. Ooh, you can float through scenery, so you've got a different kind of collision. Oh, I'm actually running out of the... It is regenerating over time, and the blue potions regenerate things for us. Fire spitter thing? Fortunately, I have a duck move. Whack. Etc. etc. Oh, that will never be funny. Yeah, I mean, this level in terms of its sprite work is all over the place. Oh, shoot. Okay, so he generates a fireball. Dark horse. I'm noting that we haven't had a checkpoint or anything like that. I just love... I love that animation. Oh, whoa, woo! Yes, I would like some kind of checkpoint system. It has to be said. Fire. I've obtained fire. It is now a high spell. How do I use that? Couldn't tell you. No idea. But we have a high spell. Fortunately, we've also got this incredibly powerful throwing star. Now, it doesn't look like we've got much in the way of really kind of complicated platforming here. Children of Heaven. Yes, it looks like the enemies can combine. Oh, I got a dash, didn't I? That's how I'm supposed to get across there. It's weird. You might look at this, as I kind of do, and think, this is very, very crude and weird. But I can't actually fault anything that it doing as being horrendously egregious. You know, its hitboxes are... Everything is very crude. Everything is very crude. And there's such a ridiculous mismatch of graphics and sprite work and sprite sheets and so on and so forth. But it's not bad in the sense that this is awful and I want to turn it off. It's like, actually, you know, I'm not having to think too hard here. It doesn't strike me as a thinking man's game. Got dash again, apparently. Pound. It can sometimes be a little bit difficult to tell what is a foreground element and what is not. As in what is collidable, etc, etc. That's a Castlevania skill, isn't it? Whoa. Definitely feeling like I could do with the checkpoints now. But maybe they're going for super retro. Fire. I don't know how I use this. Oh, now we've got mushroom people. Yeah. I mean, we are clearly getting more powerful. So they've got a level up system in place. Spore. Oh, they've got poison as well. So they've got status effects. They've even turned the sprite pink. They've got hit stop animations on there. Seth, that was the guy's name. Oh, that's a wall. Haha. Did I see? No, that's a collider. Okay. Give it a health potion. Yeah, definite feeling of kind of progression of power, which is nice. These crates look like they should be things that I can jump on, and not. The actual kind of design of these levels is kind of weird. A yellow potion. Yellow gives us everything, okay. Ow. I mean, it looks like we're getting close to the edge of the map, potentially. Sure. Okay. So we can buy stuff but I don't really need to.
Appreciate your business, Demon Slayer.
Mount Herman. What? Oh, okay. That's a save and exit function. I guess maybe we just need to complete the level. There's a reasonable chunk of falling when you can't see what you're falling towards, which isn't my favourite design choice, it has to be said. That dash move is great. I am beginning oh, good. Take that, Simiaza? Chapter 1 completed on normal difficulty. Well, that was very interesting indeed. Ah, we were picking up journal things. And they've got their own music in the... Huh. Yes. Yes. Yes, indeed. I for something that looks so roughly put together in some ways, the game actually plays quite well. It's very basic. It doesn't have a lot of depth realistically in chapter 1, but that could change in later chapters. There's not much in the way of platforming. There's not much in the way of exploration. It is a very basic Castlevania, arguably, style platformer with a bit of a map, bit of a dash move, got some different abilities. But more importantly, I think this is the kind of game that if you are of a certain age, you're going to look at, and it's going to give you a certain degree of wry nostalgia. You know, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say that what I've played of this it makes it, a good game, thumbs up, 10 out of 10. But there's something about seeing people trying to make something that I appreciate. I do not know anything about. If I just bring up Steam, I don't know whether there's any information whatsoever on how much this is going to cost or anything like that. It's due out on the 18th of June. There is a demo available for you to play right now, so you can actually go and try this out for yourselves. If you do, let me know down below, which character did you try? What did you think of it? Because there's going to be a certain type of people who says, oh no, this is awful, I wouldn't pay money for this. And I don't know whether I would. It depends on how much it costs, and I don't have that information. You know, for something like a $5, I think I'd be well interested in, you know, if they hadn't already given me a key for the full game, which is what I'm playing. I'd be down for, if I wasn't horrendously busy and had half a dozen other games to play, unfortunately. But if I had a lull in my gaming schedule and this was advertised to me, it's like, I would probably have tried this. You know, even if I played it for just under the 2 hours and refunded it, because there's something about the look of the game that just reminds me of, I'm not going to say my childhood, because I certainly wasn't a child in the early 2000s, unfortunately. I was what? Late teen, early 20s in the 2000s. So I'd already gone through the 90s and the SNES era and so on and so forth. The N64, the Dreamcast? No, the Dreamcast was when I was at university. Whatever. You don't care. Jrago 2. Guardians of Eden. Demo available. I believe they're going to have a Steam Next Fest presence. Try the demo for yourself. See what you think. I'm surprisingly entertained by this. I've got to admit, I went into this thinking this has the potential for being absolutely awful. And I don't like putting out videos on games that are absolutely awful. If I've had a really bad time with a game, I don't edit the footage and you just don't get a video on it. But from the very fact that you're watching this, you'll know that, yeah, I enjoyed this enough to actually put the time into editing the footage into something. Well, I say editing, but editing might be a strong word. Anyway, I'm rambling. Jrago 2, Guardians of Eden. We shall leave you with Runaway by Jrago, the band of the same name. If you are into a certain type of music, as I am, much to a lot of people's surprise, this may very well be up your alley purely for the collecting the music part of the experience. Until next time, thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay metal, rock on, cheerio.